1.
Welcome back to Science and Spirituality TV. This is Ed Close with the next in a series of videos explaining the triadic dimensional vortical paradigm shift. In these videos, we will explain how including consciousness as just as much a part of reality as mass and energy, we produce an expanded scientific paradigm that resolves significant puzzles in the current paradigm. Naturally, TDVP differs from the current paradigm in several significant ways. In order to demonstrate the importance of these differences that extend science beyond the current paradigm, we will continue where we left off in the previous video entitled New Physics. We'll continue exploring the implications of a reality made of elementary particles spinning in multiple dimensions. But first, let's review quickly just how the new paradigm differs from the current scientific paradigm. It puts consciousness into the equations of physical science. It has new mathematics, the calculus of distinctions, reflecting the logical structure of reality. It explains things that have puzzled scientists for decades, and the math implies that reality consists of 9 finite dimensions embedded in an infinite substrate. Now let's start looking at how observations of spinning objects change if they are spinning in more than one dimension. We can do this by using some thought experiments and visualizations. Let's start by comparing a symmetrical object like a sphere that's spinning around one axis with the same object spinning around 2 axes. Imagine a globe spinning on its axis. If we mark an X on the equator and give it a spin, one rotation is complete when the X returns to its starting point. Now imagine the globe placed at the center of a merry-go-round with its axis horizontal, and both the globe and the merry-go-round are spinning at the same speed. If you are standing beside the merry-go-round, focusing your attention on the spinning globe, and the globe is spinning around its own axis, while also spinning around a second vertical axis with the merry-go-round. Start with the X facing you and watch for the X to return to its starting point. As a result of the combination of the rotations around 2 axes, the movement of X relative to your stationary position may surprise you. You will see that the X actually returns to the starting point after only 1/2 rotation around its axis. If you were not aware that the globe was rotating in more than one plane, it would appear that it has a mysterious built-in 1/2 spin. Elementary particles like electrons, protons, and neutrons spinning around mutually perpendicular axes would appear to have an extra 1/2 quantum spin, a phenomenon now called quantum spin number. And this would explain why the quantum spin number contributes to the total angular momentum of the particle. Continuing our visualization, we see that because of the spinning of the Earth on its axis, relative to the stationary observer located off the planet, the globe is spinning in 3 different planes. And because the Earth is rotating around the Sun in the solar system, the globe is spinning in 4 planes. From a galactic point of view, the globe is spinning in 5 planes, etc., etc. You get the idea. Relative to a given observer's frame of reference, a spinning object may be rotating in multiple planes. The important point here is that a spinning object may be rotating in dimensions that the observer is unaware of, creating unexpected effects. Visualization of an object spinning in from 2 to 9 planes can be facilitated using a Rubik's Cube to simulate a spinning elementary particle. Hold the unmixed up cube, that'd be figure 1 in this slide, with the red side facing you, and note where all the colors are. It will help to write down the locations. For example, with red in front, orange will be in the back, green will be up, blue will be down, white will be on your left, and yellow on your right. Now, rotate the cube 1/4 turn so that red will be in the up position. Then rotate the cube 1/4 turn in one or more of the other dimensions and note where the colors are then. Then rotate the cube another 1/4 turn in each of the same dimensions in the same directions, and again note where the colors are. Simulating the thought experiment with the globe and the merry-go-round using the cube, we see that 2 simultaneous 1/4 turns in the vertical and horizontal dimensions returns the red to the starting position. So a spinning particle assumed to be spinning in only one plane will appear to have completed one rotation, implying an unexplained gain of 1/2 rotation, 180 degrees. With this exercise, we can see that the intrinsic 1/2 spin of fermions indicates that there may actually be spinning in 2 or more mutually perpendicular planes. To simulate rotation in more than 3 planes, consider each of the 9 planes of the Rubik's Cube. In figure 2, you can see one of those 9 planes. There are 3 in one direction, and then you can close it up again and go 3 in another dimension, and then 3 in the third dimension. So you have a total of 9 planes of the Rubik's Cube. Note that there are 3 axes of rotation: the orange-red axis, the blue-green axis, and the white-yellow axis. The orientation of these axes does not change, and thus they can serve as references to keep track of simultaneous rotations in up to 9 mutually perpendicular planes. It will also help to number the planes 1 through 9 relative to your position of observation. With this orientation and with the focus and concentration, you will find that 2 simultaneous 1/4 turns in 9 dimensions will return all faces of the spinning object to their original positions. This means that an object spinning in 9 dimensions observed in any plane will exhibit the intrinsic 1/2 spin possessed by fermia. By definition, one complete rotation of a 3-dimensional object has occurred when the object returns to the exact same configuration it occupied at the beginning of the rotation. In our first thought experiment with the globe and the merry-go-round, the globe appeared to have executed a complete rotation with only 2 1/4 turns because the X in the globe's plane of rotation had returned to its starting point. But the parts of the globe not on the equator had not returned to their original position, so a complete rotation had not really occurred. This is confirmed by the Rubik's Cube simulation. On the other hand, the cube simulation of 2 rotations in 9 dimensions does produce a complete rotation, providing an explanation for the intrinsic 1/2 spin of fermions. Protons and neutrons contain the mass of 3 quarks, which brings us to an important question. How can elementary particles rapidly spinning in multiple dimensions possibly combine to form new stable entities? In the coming videos, we will pursue a yet deeper understanding of the nature of physical reality at the subquark level. We will see how spinning entities rotating symmetrically in multiple dimensions can combine to form the stable structures of the elements of the periodic table, and will show how this leads to the discovery of a third form of the substance of reality that is necessary for atomic stability. We will see that without it, there would be no physical universe. See you next time on Science and Spirituality TV.